Welcome to Football Scientific. I am the professor of football science, Aaron Sauter, and I'm here today to present our Football Scientific Sunday and Monday NFL Week 17 pregame show brought to you by Football Scientific and W Energy. I am a writer for FootballAnalysis1.com. Check out my power rankings entering Week 17 on FootballAnalysis1.com. Also, I write for CFLNewsHub.com. Check out my Hamilton Tigercats articles there. And UFLNewsHub.com. Yesterday, I published an article about the 5 top candidates I see to be the Orlando Storm's quarterbacks. They'll be assigning those to the UFL teams, those quarterbacks, based on the head coach's preferences by January 5th. January 5th, which is coming up pretty soon after next week. So it should be an exciting time. Rosters should be getting put together in the UFL heading into the spring football season as the NFL kind of dwindles down. All right, so with that in mind, this is our NFL pregame show for Sunday and the Monday game. And then we'll be making some shorts on our picks and betting guys. I'm making some scouting reports on TikTok, so check those out, okay? Things that we're really catching on. Things are catching on with Football Scientific, so we're just going to keep building and keep doing what's working for us, okay? Today, my guest host is Corky the Crocodile. Corky the Crocodile here, ready to go, and feeling good, and we're hoping that we have a good show. And I'm not usually the host here, but a guest host, I guess a co-host? What is it? Co-host. Okay, I'm not usually the co-host, but I'm getting a chance, so just doing some things, and I think it'll go pretty well. Okay, I'm kind of nervous though. Okay, let's do the promo, I guess. Is it promo? Is that what we call it? Promo, yeah. Okay, here we go. So, Professor, you look really tired today. Do I look really tired today? Yeah, you do. And you know what the solution is for feeling tired? I don't know. Monster energy drink? No, don't drink that. No. W energy drink. W energy drink. Our sponsor, W energy drink. Wait, that's our sponsor? It is. It is our sponsor. So, where's the W at? You see any W around here? I do see some W around here. Okay, it's the new Japanese yuzu. It's our first time having that flavor from W Energy. Wow, okay. I guess a new flavor and a new co-host, and it's all going pretty well. So, you know what I don't like? I don't like the NFL Network using a frog for a fantasy football show because I feel like they're copying us. They should pay us for the puppets and football show. NFL, we're coming for you. Football Scientific. Coming for the NFL, and they're being mean to us because we don't have that many supporters. So they're coming to attack us, and they're stealing our ideas. Get your own ideas, NFL. Get away from us. Okay, W Energy. Professor, you should have some. Can I try some too? Yeah, you can try some, Corky. All right. So let's open it. Here, Corky, you're gonna help me out with opening it. Okay, so there it is, the Japanese yuzu. It's a lemon flavor. It's citrus. So that should be fun, right? Okay. All right. You want to try it first, Corky? Yeah. Let me try it first. Okay. All right. Here you go. Wow, that is tasty, and I don't feel jittery or angsty. I feel focused and ready to go, and I think W Energy tastes great. Wow, I love it. Let's break it down. Well, wait, let me drink some W Energy first. Wow, that is stunningly tasty. Very good idea, Corky. That was great. So now you can do it. Okay, let's break it down. Break it down. Okay, here we go, Corky. All right, so first, last night there were some NFL games played on Saturday night. At 5 o'clock last night, we had the Houston Texans at nighttime, afternoon, it's hard to say. Houston Texans played the LA Chargers with playoff implications. The Chargers had already clinched the playoffs. Texans were trying to clinch the playoffs. Chargers were also trying to play for the AFC West. So with that in mind, The stage was set for the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud came out and went 16 for 28 for 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions, not a great game. Woody Marks ran the ball 19 times for 71 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Not a great offensive day for Houston. Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, had 2 catches for 88 yards, 1 touchdown. And they had 5 quarterback sacks. That makes up for a lot of that, 5 quarterback sacks. Okay. It's important to note the Texans had 14 points in the first 6 minutes of this game. First 6 minutes, they jumped out to a 14-point lead. They really came out and hit the ground running. Literally, running to the passes. Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert went 21 for 32 for 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Omarion Hampton had 14 runs for 29 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 fumbles. And Quentin Johnson had 5 catches for 98 yards and 0 touchdowns. They also had 0 sacks. At the end of this, really what happened was the Texans and Chargers came in. Both are decent on defense. The Texans are much better on defense. And the Chargers have a little bit better on offense. They're a little bit better offense than the Texans. But the Texans jumped out to an early lead. And they put the Chargers on their heels. And they could not ground and pound like they want to do. Like Jim Harbaugh likes to do. So they had to pass more. And that put them at a disadvantage. Now they had a chance to tie this game up. But Cameron Dicker, the kicker for LA Chargers, missed 2 important kicks. First, he missed a 32-yard field goal, and he had never missed a field goal under 40 yards. He missed a 32-yard field goal for 3 points that would have been critical, and he missed an extra point, which is crazy. And 4 points they didn't pick up in the kicking game. They lose the game by 4 points. Houston wins 20-16. That does a few things. So that clinches Houston the playoff spot. Boop. It makes it so that LA Chargers could not win the AFC West. Boop. So the Denver Broncos win the AFC West. Boop. And then also it knocks the Indianapolis Colts out of playoff contention. So the Colts' chances to make the playoffs they've now been eliminated. Boop. Which is weird because they were 8-2, but then they had the quarterback issues and they completely collapsed down the stretch and then make the playoffs. So you never know what's going to happen. All right, boom. Then at night, we had the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. Now, important to know, Green Bay Packers already clinched a playoff spot when the Lions lost, okay? So the Lions lost, who did they lose to? They lost somebody, the Minnesota Vikings. And that clinched the playoff spot for the Green Bay Packers and eliminated the Lions from the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens are still fighting. They have a very outside chance of winning the AFC North. They needed to win this game for that to be a possibility. They need the Cleveland Browns to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Highly unlikely, but they need it. And that will give the Ravens a chance to make the playoffs still. So if the Pittsburgh Steelers win that game, Ravens are out. But the Ravens would also be out. They lost to the Green Bay Packers. So Ravens quarterback, it was not Lamar Jackson. He was out. Tyler Huntley came in, Snoop Huntley. And he went 16 for 20 for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and he had 60 rushing yards, which was critical in this game. Derrick Henry, after a weird thing happened last time they played, I remember against the Patriots, they benched Derrick Henry in the 4th quarter. John Harbaugh, they were like, bro, I thought you brought in Derrick Henry for these situations when you have like an 11-point lead. And he's like, yeah, I guess we did. So apparently they were supposed to lose to the Patriots, I think, and not saying it's scripted, but it seems weird that they pulled Derrick Henry when they could have ground and pound the ball and won that game against the Patriots, and they came up short. Well, they didn't do that this week. They ground and pound all done versus Green Bay. Green Bay could not stop the Ravens' running game, even though the Green Bay Packers have the 9th best running defense in the league. Derrick Henry ran the ball 36 times for 216 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. They should do that every time. They'd probably be undefeated if they had done that every time. He may not finish the season, though. Derrick Henry does have injury issues occasionally. Zay Flowers had 4 catches for 30 yards and 1 touchdown, and they had 2 quarterback sacks. Okay. Green Bay Packers were out. Jordan Love did not play, still in the concussion protocol. So a lot of people were concerned about the Packers not playing well on offense. Malik Willis came out, and he went 18 for 21, turned 88 yards, 1 touchdown. Not great, but not a bad game. He didn't throw the game away. He did have 1 snap bounce off his face mask for a turnover. Emmanuel Wilson had 3 runs, 16 yards, 0 touchdowns. So, the thing is, Josh Jacobs didn't play because of a swollen knee. Emmanuel Lewis was a running back and he only had 16 yards rushing. That's a really bad sign. They gave up 216 yards rushing to Derrick Henry and only had 16 yards rushing for Emmanuel Wilson. That's real bad. Christian Watson, who was sick all week, had 5 catches for 113 yards, 1 touchdown. And they had 1 quarterback sack, so being sick didn't matter to him. Okay, so what happens this one? Basically, the Ravens run for 307 rushing yards. What? 307 rushing against the 9th best defense in the league when it comes to stopping the run. That's real bad. Ravens win 41-24. Green Bay Packers are already in the playoffs. Boop. Baltimore Ravens are still a contender for the playoffs if the Steelers lose out. They got to lose to the Browns, not the Bengals, the Browns today. Okay. All right, so that is results from last night's games. And there'll be articles. I have the most critical stat for every NFL team on Tuesday, and that'll be in there. Some of those stats. Okay, boom. Heading into the Sunday games and the Monday game, we got Indianapolis Colts plays wide receiver Anthony Gould, tight end Drew Ogletree, and defensive tackle DeForest Buckner on the injured reserve list. So they're done for the year. They activated wide receiver Ashton Doolin from the IR list. They signed defensive tackle Chris Wormley to their active 53-man roster from their practice squad. And they elevated center Jimmy Morrissey and offensive guard Josh Sills to their active roster, trying to solidify their offensive line. They got some offensive line issues. Pittsburgh Steelers downgraded offensive guard Isaac Sumalo to out for this week's game against Cleveland, which is, you're going to miss him a little bit, man. Boom. Chicago Bears offensive tackle Darnell Wright will be out due to illness today, and he didn't against San Francisco 49ers. And he did not travel with the Bears to San Francisco, so he's not going to play at all. That means they're going to have an edge that's going to be open to being attacked. Jacksonville Jaguars downgraded running back Bashal Tutin to out due to a finger injury. They're still fighting for the AFC South. They need to beat the Colts today. I believe it's the Colts today. Yeah, they probably will do that. What do the Colts have left to play for? Not much, man. Not much. Okay. Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Drake London will be placed on. Will play. He'll play. He will not be placed on IR. He's going to play on Monday as they play against somebody. I'll have to do the games in a second. LA Rams wide receiver Devontae Adams is questionable. The Rams. They play the Rams. Is questionable due to his hamstring injury. He probably will not play unless they really need him against Atlanta. They do need to win that game. Otherwise, Seattle's going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC pretty quickly here. LA Chargers deactivated running back Kamani Vidal before their game yesterday. Las Vegas, they played Omarion Hampton most of the way. He only had 30 yards rushing, so whatever. Las Vegas Raiders DN Max Crosby has been put on IR. I guess he didn't want to sit out this game. But he has a knee injury he's been dealing with. He didn't want to sit out this game against the Giants, but they need him to because they want to tank without saying that. So they put him on IR against his will. I guess he left their facility angrily. But I guess he needs knee surgery. So they're saying he's on IR because he needs knee surgery. He does not agree. New England Patriots placed wide receiver Micah Hollins on the IR. They're going to miss him the rest of the regular season. Buffalo Bills tight end Dalton Knox and Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox are questionable. And that leaves the tight end they signed a few weeks ago to the practice squad, tight end Kaliki Latu from the practice squad. So he's probably going to get most of the reps against Philadelphia. Buffalo needs to win that game. So, I mean, they're questionable. I'd probably play him. You got to win that game. They released wide receiver McCole Hardman Jr. Buffalo did. So, they signed McCole Hardman Jr. Everyone thought he was a deep threat. No, he's gone. They elevated kicker Michael Badgley because Matt Prater is hurt. And Michael Badgley has to hit his kicks today. He cannot be missing, yo. And then D-end, Andre Jones Jr. from the practice squad got elevated to the active roster. Okay. Boom. We got more news and notes. Miami Dolphins placed wide receiver D. Eskridge. Cornerback Isaiah Johnson. Defensive tackle Benito Jones on the IR list. They're done for the year. Arizona Cardinals plays offensive tackle Paris Johnson Jr. on the season-ending IR. He's done for the year. I mentioned the Texans clinched a playoff spot and the Colts were eliminated due to the Texans win over the LA Chargers. Also, Denver Broncos clinched the AFC West because of that. New England Patriots running back Travion Henderson has cleared the concussion protocol and will play against the Jets. Not that they need him, but I guess he probably will. They probably want to run the ball against the Jets. New York Giants plays 4 players on the season in the IR. It's a competition between them and the Raiders. Which team's going to tank this game because neither team wants to win it. They both want the higher draft spot. New York Giants plays 4 players on that season in the IR. Left tackle Andrew Thomas, center John Michael Schmitz, safety Tyler Nubin, defensive lineman DJ Davidson. Okay, Chicago Bears, because the Green Bay Packers lost to the Baltimore Ravens, Chicago Bears won the NFC North. They finished last in the division the last 3 years. 3 consecutive years they finished last in the division and now they're division champs. Well, Ben Johnson's doing a pretty good job there, I guess. You know, Caleb Williams. I really thought that guy was going to be a bust, but maybe Ben Johnson saved his career. Seems like it. Green Bay Packers defensive lineman Jordan Riley suffered an Achilles injury. Of course, everyone's getting an Achilles injury this year. Cleveland Browns tight end Harold Bannon Jr. It was rumored he pulled his groin in practice on Friday, but he says he's going to play full go. He doesn't care. He only has 2 games left this year, so whatever. San Francisco 49ers tight end George Kittle is questionable for their Sunday night game against the Bears. So the Bears have some missing players too, so it should be a fairly even matchup still. All right, so that's the roster changes. Now here's our predictions and betting guide, the exciting stuff here. So first, for the Sunday early games, okay, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Miami Dolphins. This game is still relevant because if Tampa Bay wins, they have a chance to put pressure on the Carolina Panthers and stay in the race for the NFC South Division. If Tampa Bay loses this game to Miami, which Miami's out of the playoffs, then Tampa Bay would be out of the playoffs as well. So Tampa Bay is got their back against the wall, playing the Miami Dolphins on the road. They win, they still got a chance to trail the Panthers and overtake them if they mess up, which they might. Panthers got a tough game this week. So this game is relevant. We predict Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win 27-24 and stay in this playoff fight till the last week. This is 51 total points for those keep track at home. The Dolphins, according to DraftKings, are 6-point underdogs. Tampa Bay is 6-point favorites. Tampa Bay's not really blown anyone out this year. So I'm going to say this to be a 1-score game, 27-24. So I'm going with the Dolphins and the points, the 6 points. And the over-under is 44.5. I think for Tampa Bay to win, it has to go over that. It's going to be 51 points. So we're going over on that. So I'm going Tampa Bay to win, Dolphins to cover, and the 6 points, and over 44.5 points. Okay, all right. New England Patriots at New York Jets. We're making shorts on a schedule board by the long form video. That's fine. I like to get the information out there though. And maybe someday when we become popular at Football Scientific, people will look back at these videos and be like, this guy really knew what he was talking about. Look at our picks, our records over the last several weeks. We know what we're talking about. Okay, not everyone knows what we're talking about, but we do. Lots of football experience. Number 2, New England Patriots at New York Jets. This has got to be a no-brainer. Patriots are going to win this game 28-15, I'm saying. 43 total points being scored. The Patriots are 13.5-point favorites. I think it'd be interesting if the Jets cover, though. And I think that's going to happen. Without Mac Hollins, I think the Jets cover. So I'm taking the Jets and the points, 13.5 points, and over 42.5, with just 43 being the over. That's enough, though, to be an over. So Patriots win, Jets cover, this 13.5-point spread, and it goes over 42.5 points. Okay, number 3, Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland Browns. Okay, big game here because if Pittsburgh gets upset by Cleveland, then the Ravens are still in the playoff hunt. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure the Steelers are going to win this game. So much so I didn't do a scouting report on it. I just don't see a way, unless the Steelers are tanking, which is weird. They're going to beat the Cleveland Browns. Okay. All right. So Steelers, they came out last week. They ran the ball really well. That was the best running game they've had. So if they do that here, they got a chance to beat this Browns excellent pass rushing defense. Myles Garrett says he wants to break a sack record against Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if it happens. He hasn't done it yet. He's had a chance the last 3 weeks and has not done it yet. So whatever. Pittsburgh Steelers, because of their balance on offense, we predict they're going to win this game 21-17 at Cleveland, 21-17. It will be closer than expected. And then the Steelers are 3-point favorites. We're saying, yeah, they're going to win by 3. They're going to win no matter what. So we're going Steelers on the money line, and we're going over 34.5 points with 38 total points. So we're going Steelers money line, and over 34.5 points. Arizona Cardinals at Cincinnati Bengals. Yawn. This is a meaningless game, but because it is a meaningless game, I think the Bengals will win. 31-24, 55 total points. They're 7-point favorites. The Bengals are 7-point favorites by DraftKings. We're going money line Bengals. We're going over 53.5 points with 55 points, and we're going 31-17 or 31-24. Bengals beat the Cardinals because the game means nothing. That's their prime time. All right, number 5 in the early session of games, New Orleans Saints at Tennessee Titans. Saints have been hot, man. They've won 3 games in a row. Titans have been playing pretty well, though, too. I think this will be a tough game. Probably entertaining. Not entertaining like, wow, that's really good football, but entertaining like, whoa, both teams are kind of bad. I predict the Saints will beat the Tennessee Titans 21-18. DraftKings says the Saints will win by 2.5. I agree. Give them the money line. And we're going to go under 39.5 points. Okay, so I'm saying Saints. Take the money line of the Saints and go under 39.5 points. Boom. Jacksonville Jaguars at Indianapolis Colts. We have the Jaguars winning this game 27-21 against the Colts. 48 total points being scored. The Jaguars are 5.5-point favorites, and we agree with that. We're going money line. Phillip Rivers just hasn't been it. He has no deep ball threat. He doesn't have the ability to throw a deep ball. So Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this game. Probably clinch the division against Houston. I think that Houston needs them to lose twice. If they win this game, they clinch the division. In the AFC South, I think they'll do that. They'll win 27-21 and clinch the AFC South. We're going money line on the Jaguars, and we're going under 48.5 points, going under with 48 total points. Okay, number 7, Seattle Seahawks, Carolina Panthers. Big game, big enough that we're going to do key stats on it. I'm probably going to switch up. I had Jacksonville at Indianapolis Colts because that's a big game, but I don't know. Colts are out now, so it's hard to say. All right, Seattle Seahawks at Carolina Panthers. I try not to do the games on the scouting report that are going to be boring. Like, if you already know who's going to win, then who cares about the breakdown? All right, okay. Probably one of the more competitive games, though, is the Seattle Seahawks at the Carolina Panthers. The Seahawks, have really surged. They're in place to win the NFC West, so they can win this game. And another one, they got to win out. And they can be the number 1 seed in the NFC. Carolina Panthers have been knocking off NFC West teams, including the LA Rams, mainly due to turnovers. And Sam Darnold's known for turnovers. But we think the Seahawks are going to be clutch here. And I suspect Seahawks go to Carolina and win 27-20. And DraftKings says they're going to win by 7. And we agree. We're going money line. And we're going over 42.5 points with 47 total points in the game. So I think Seahawks win. But, the recipe's there to lose. Sam Darnold throws picks. Carolina wins when they intercept passes. Same. We only have 2 4 p.m. games because, pretty much all the games were used Thursday night. Thursday there were 3 games on Christmas Day, and then we had 2 games on Saturday. So now you're running out of teams. So this afternoon, today in the late games, we have at 4:05 p.m. We got the New York Giants at Las Vegas Raiders. We predict, this game is going to be a double tank game. Both teams are tanking, but the Raiders are denying it, while the Giants are not. So I suspect the Raiders are going to win 24-21, which is going to be weird. But they made Max Crosby mad, and he basically said, hey, they're tanking. And now they're like, no, we're not. Quit saying that. So we're going Raiders. We're going to win 24-21. 45 total points being scored. And the Giants are 2.5-point favorites, which we're going with the Raiders and the points because we do think the Raiders are going to win. And it's going to be over 41.5 points, like 45 points. It will be a close game, which is important when you're tanking, is to keep it close, okay? Otherwise, everyone knows you're tanking. Philadelphia Eagles, and that's really frowned upon in the NFL, okay? Philadelphia Eagles at Buffalo Bills. This is the biggest game of the day, most likely, because Philadelphia Eagles have won the NFC East. Buffalo Bills are trying to keep pace with New England Patriots in the AFC East. If the Buffalo Bills lose, they're definitely going to be a wild card team prior to 7th seed in the playoffs. So they're going to have the hardest road to get to the Super Bowl, which they might do, but it'll be hard. They'll have to beat Jacksonville. And they can run the ball, and that's dangerous. So Philadelphia Eagles at Buffalo Bills. In my mind, this is a must-win game for the Buffalo Bills, which is why Josh Allen's playing despite a foot injury. We predict the Buffalo Bills win this game 24-21 over the Eagles. They have much more motivation to win than the Eagles do. And we're going money line on the Bills. They're 1.5-point favorites. Going money line on the Bills. And we're going over 44.5 points. Okay? I'm going Bills on that one. Boom. Sunday Night Football. Tonight, Chicago Bears at San Francisco 49ers. We will do a scouting report on this one. We got Chicago Bears needing, well, they already won the NFC North. So they really don't need this win as much as they did before Green Bay got beat by Baltimore. So I do think they want to win to keep their momentum going, but they don't need the win. It's the NFC North. They already won the NFC North. So with that in mind, I got the 49ers winning this game 28-25, 53 total points being scored. The 49ers are 3.5-point favorites, and I think the Bears will try to keep it close for the running game and stuff. They don't want to get blown out. It's going to really be a downer for their momentum. So they've made the playoffs, but they don't want to. San Francisco made the playoffs too, but they have a chance to compete for the NFC West title still. Let's see how it wins. So we're going 49ers with 28-25 as the final score. We're going Bears with the points, 3.5 points as our bet. And we're going over 52.5 points. We have 53 total points. Okay, Monday Night Football, Week 17. Get the LA Rams at Atlanta Falcons. Must-win game for LA Rams if they want to stay in the chance to win the NFC West. And if they want to be the number 1 seed in the NFC, which is neither of those are guarantees right now. Both of those things are wide open. So the Rams need to beat the Falcons. They're going into Atlanta. Atlanta is a good upset team. They're a good spoiler, but I don't think they're enough to beat the Rams unless Matt Stafford just completely dissolves in this game. We got the LA Rams winning this game 31-21. We got the Rams are 8-point favorites. We're in money line on that. We think they're going to score at least that. And then over under 50.5. We're going over 52 total points. So we're going Rams money line, and over 50.5 points. Okay. All right. So that's the NFL games, and then 2 bits of UFL news. Birmingham Stallions players C.J. Marable has retired from football. And tight end Jay Sternberger has retired from football. They just don't want to lose. They won 3 state championships with it. They won 2 USFL, 1 UFL championship with the Birmingham Stallions. They don't want to lose with quarterback AJ something or other as their. I'm an expert in UFL, right? AJ McCarron as their new head coach when he has no head coaching experience. So I think they don't believe in him, but whatever. You never know in the UFL, man. So check out footballanalysis1.com. Boop. Check out for NFL news. Check out CFLnewshub.com. Boop. For the CFL. And check out UFLnewshub.com. Boop. For the UFL. And I think we also covered the IFL a little bit. I used to do that, but I ran out of time. Covering the NFL takes a lot of my time now. I used to cover the IFL, though. It was fun to cover. Games are free. I don't know if they're free anymore, but they were free to watch. Yeah, and then like the video, boop, share the video, boop, and subscribe to Football Scientific. We keep climbing up our subscribers. We keep climbing with our views and our likes. Remember, we are on TikTok as well. We do scouting reports for the big games in the NFL, and we've done all the college bowl games so far, except for the bucked up Los Angeles Bowl. I forgot it even existed. Sorry, man. So with that in mind, that is Football Scientific for today, and we're closing the Football Scientific portal. We'll be making some shorts and some scouting report videos on TikTok.